Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I am going to demonstrate two ways by which Weblogic binaries can be installed in Windows as well as Linux environment. I am going to use Windows 10 and Fedora 31 for this entire tutorial. So let's start with a quick overview of the product. Weblogic is a Java based application server. It runs on top of Java EE. The minimum version of Java required for Weblogic 12.1 is Java 7, and from 12.2 onwards it's Java 8 or up. The latest version of Weblogic is 14. Now coming to the system requirement, Weblogic requires one CPU with 4 core, at least 4 GB of memory and minimum of 20 GB of free space, and a dedicated user as well for the installation purpose. So let's start with the basic concepts. To install Weblogic, we need to run the Java -jar and then the location in which the file is present, the jar file. So we need to mention that, and it will open the installer. So it's launching the Oracle Universal Installer. It takes some time. It does some prerequisite checks about the system configuration, and once it validates and passes, then it opens the installer. Okay, so here it is. The installer is starting. This is the first page. It's a basic welcome page. It gives you a basic overview about the product, which product you're using, what is the version. We can see that the version here is Weblogic 12C, 12.1.3.0.0. Click on next. In this page, the installation location. This is where we have to mention the Oracle home, the location for Oracle home, the base location where Weblogic will be installed. Let us browse and choose a location to install this Weblogic. I'm choosing local disk E, Weblogic demo. I'm choosing this folder, and inside this folder Weblogic will be installed. Click on next. We have three types of installation: Weblogic server, coherence, complete with example. And all these three types of installation has different features. Weblogic server comes with the very basic feature and covers this all features mentioned over here. You can go through them once you are trying to install a Weblogic. Now next is the coherence. This feature covers all the basic features of Weblogic along with the feature of coherence. And the last one, complete with example. It covers all the features of Weblogic and comes with a evaluation database, a Derby database, which can be used for various functions. So we are going to choose this installation type today to show the features of Weblogic. So let's click on next. Oops, it seems Weblogic has detected a warning. The operating system certification check has failed because I have a higher certificate and Weblogic is expecting something lower than this, so this shouldn't cause an issue. Since I have a higher certificate, Weblogic will allow me to proceed ahead with the installation. Let's go ahead, let's click on next and see what happens. In this section, we get the option to register our email ID with Oracle to receive the regular updates from them about any patches that they release or security updates. I'm not going to register it with Oracle right now for this video, so I'm going to uncheck this option. So once I click next, I should get a pop-up saying you have not provided an email address. Do you wish to remain uninformed of critical security issues in your configuration? select yes. Now this is the summary page where it gives me the summary. What is my Oracle home location, where the log file of this installation is going to be created, what is the disk space required, and what is the disk space that I have, and other information related about the product. Now the next thing that I'm going to do over here is I'm going to create a response file. So I have this option over here, this option, save response file. This response file is required for installing Weblogic in silent mode. I will show you how it is done, and I will also show you what are the things present inside this response file, and what we can modify according to our needs. So let's go ahead and save this response file. Let's give it a name, say response, and it usually comes with an extension of RSP, but it really doesn't matter if you don't provide an extension as well. Okay, now let's go ahead and install Weblogic. This installation process might take some time, depending on the speed of your system. It usually takes around 5 to 10 minutes to complete the installation process. Okay, so the installation has now completed. Now we can view the logs about the installation by clicking on view logs. It will give us the logs about the installation process. If there was any issues, we could have checked it from here. Now let's click on next to complete this installation process. It gives the installation summary page and gives you a message that installation has been completed successfully. Let's finish. Weblogic has been installed successfully, and we can see that the directory structures has been created successfully as well. So we see here we have the response file that has been created by Weblogic installer. Let's open it with Notepad and see what we have here. Okay. So we see there are various options: response file version, where we have the Oracle home, installation type, and there is various other properties as well, but we are only interested in knowing the Oracle home and the installation type. So we need to modify this Oracle home and installation type according to our requirement and save this response file, and then we can use this response file to install Weblogic in silent mode. So let's go ahead and see how that is done. For that we need to log into our Linux server. So we have completed installing Weblogic in our Windows operating system using Oracle Universal Installer. Now I'm going to show you the second method of installation, the silent method. I'm going to use Fedora as the operating system. It's the community version of Linux. Oracle recommends installing Weblogic in Linux or Mac operating system. So let's go ahead and see how it's done. I have logged into my virtual Fedora server. So let's open up a terminal. Okay, so we are in the terminal. Now let's navigate to the path where we have the installer. We need to create a dedicated user to install Weblogic in Linux operating system. So today we are going to use the Weblogic user to install Weblogic. So let us switch to the user. So we are now switched to Weblogic user. So we have the installer, the jar file present over here. and the response file. This is a different response file that was used earlier to install WebLogic in my system. So I'm going to reuse this installer. So I'm going to reuse this response file for this installation. Let us open and see what we have in this response file mentioned. So we have Oracle Home and the installation type mentioned. So I'm going to choose a different Oracle Home for this installation. So let me modify it. So Oracle would be installed inside OPT Weblogic Online Demo middleware folder, and the type of the installation would be complete with example. We have different types as mentioned earlier: Weblogic server, coherence, and complete with example. So if we want to change the type of the installation, we just simply need to remove this from here and mention the type that we want to install. Let's install the basic Weblogic for this lecture. And then save the response file. To install Weblogic in silent mode, we need to have the response file, and we need to have a inventory file. This inventory file is a log file that Weblogic will use to find out what are the products that is already installed in the server. It can be a centralized inventory file, or it can be a installation specific inventory file. Let me show you how to create an installation specific inventory file. For that, go to the Weblogic folder under which you are going to install the Weblogic base. In my case, it's OPT Weblogic Online Demo. Inside this, I'm going to create a new folder called Aura Inventory. And inside this Aura Inventory, I'm going to create a file called Aura Instant Lock. So this is the log file in which it's going to contain basically two information. One, inventory location, and it is written as inventory underscore log equals to path to the location opt weblogic underscore online underscore demo, and then the Aura inventory. And the second thing that we need to mention is the instance group. If you don't know how to find the instance group, I will show you how to do that. In our case, it was going to be Weblogic. Once this is done, save the file and come out of it. Now, to show you how to find which is the group, you just need to type groups, and the first one that you see on your screen would be the group that you need to mention in the instance group parameter. So we are now ready for installing Weblogic in silent mode. Let us see how the command would look. So java-jar, and then full path of the jar file, then the parameter -silent, then the parameter -inventory location or inventory pointer location, and it is written as inv ptr lock. Be specific with the alphabets. There are upper and lower cases both, so it has to be exact similar, otherwise the command will not work. And mention the location of the pointer file. In our case, it is Weblogic online demo. Aura inventory and Aura instance.log, and then hyphen response file, and path to response file. In our case it is opt response file, and then click in, hit enter. Sorry. So we are installing Weblogic in our Fedora operating system in the path opt weblogic underscore online underscore demo. And this installation is going to take some time. Usually it is around 5 to 10 minutes. Now the installation has started. So we get this message here: installation of Oracle Fusion middleware 12c WebLogic server and coherence 12.1.3.0.0 completed successfully. So we have successfully installed our WebLogic using two ways: the graphical user interface method and the silent method. Let us now verify that WebLogic installation in silent mode is possible using shell scripting, because this is usually the way we automate WebLogic installation in our environment. So let me run the script and show you that it works. So we have options in the script from which we can choose WebLogic installation for option 1. So we type option 1 here. So we see the WebLogic installation has started. Everything has passed. So WebLogic installation is going ahead. Once the installation is complete, we are going to go to the installation directory and verify that all the installation structure are present. Now the installation of WebLogic has completed. So the script is giving me an option to create a basic domain. So I'm not going to choose that one right now. So let's go ahead by entering n and let's come out of it. Now let us go to the directory path and verify that WebLogic has been installed successfully. So now let's verify that WebLogic has been installed in this directory. So we can see, yes, we have all the directories that usually WebLogic comes with. Now let me just give you a basic overview for the directories that are present over there, and how to understand which directory to navigate for which operation. Opatch directory. In this directory you will find all the files related to patching WebLogic. In the coherence directory you will find the core coherent product files. Oracle Common, this contains the libraries required by WebLogic server. WL server contains the core WebLogic server product files. OUI, it contains the installer tool product files. Aura instant lock, this is the pointer to the inventory location that we have generated during the installation process. Install directory, it contains file related to the installation run, and the inventory directory, it contains product inventory that is local to this Oracle home. I hope you like this video. I have covered the installation methods, the two installation methods by which WebLogic can be installed. One is the graphical mode and second the silent mode, and also I have showed you how you can automate WebLogic installation. You can make your own script. If you're interested to know how the script works, then please write in the comment section. I will try to make a video on the working principle of the script and how you can make your own script using options. Please like the video, share the video, and subscribe to my channel for videos like this. Thank you again for joining me in this video. Hope to see you in my next video. Till then, take care. Bye bye. This is Jit signing off.